show. What was the hashing? Okay, we're in Vignola in Italy, and like I said, we pulled up into this place. We had to find this guy, and he was waving us into the gig because it was the cops were assholes, and having shows they'd be all over it. So it was like very underground. So we pull into this fucking garage. They shut the door. It was kind of creepy, like I said before, and the guys were just all of a sudden opening our van and unloading our gear upstairs. And we're like, holy fuck, we're not like, I'll take my own bag, thank you, that's fine. Get up there, hash cloud, everybody's having a good time. We're like, okay,
Yeah.
awesome, this is fucking great. Finally, so we can relax a bit. So, of course, we were pouting because we had no drugs, I think, at the time. So we talked to one of the guys there that ran the place, and he pulled out a brick of hash and gave us a huge chunk, and about an ounce. And we asked, well, how much? Because I was kind of in shock, and he's like, nothing, just take it. I'm like, okay, wicked. Turned around, walked away.
Thank you.
Played the show, everything was great, smoked a lot of hash. The guys that were there came up and gave me this chillum that was carved out of some rune stone that he fucking found in some fucking place, the ancient place, I don't know. And it was really nice, and it came in this cloth padded bag and everything, but they smoked it once, and it reeked. They had put hash and, smoked it once, so it was like, how am I going to get this back? Okay, I'll just bring it with me and fucking maybe stash it with my shit we leave in Europe. The night ends, we go downstairs, we're loading the gear in, they're helping us, everything's in there, everything's really fast and over with, Bill's like, well, I'm going in the back to lay down. It's our guitar player, and he gives me the hunk of hash and says, you've got to watch this. I'm like, okay, fine. So I go up front, he goes in the back. We pull out of the garage, they shut the door. Like I said, all the lights go out. It's closed, it's dead, nobody's around but the cops. Our sound man's driving, Bill's in the back, Ernie's just behind us in the bench seat, laying down. Blair's like looking at the map and shit, and I'm like, dude, we gotta get out of here. I'm holding this big hunk of hash, which is pretty much an ounce. It's just a little under an ounce, like I said, like 3 grams or 4. Earlier, this dude in the club had said, well, if you're caught with a sliver under your fingernail, you get 12 years in prison or something. So I'm looking at this hunk in my hand and seeing the cops drive by. I'm like, I'm fucked, dude. I'm going away for 1,000 years. I don't know. Under your fingernail, and I got this. I'm going to die in Italy. Of course, I'm already high and kind of half drunk, and my imagination's just going off. And I'm like, Blair, we got to go. So Blair, like, wraps it up, and he's like, oh, yeah, fucking sees the hunk of hash in my hand. Pulls out, turns, takes off. We're going down the road. We realize we're going the wrong direction. It's like, fuck me. So we had to turn around. And we're like, please, no lights behind us, no lights behind us. So we're driving, bang, lights are behind us. It's the cops. They pull us over. I'm like, oh, fuck. What am I going to do? What am I going to do? Bill's in the back, separately. He doesn't know what the fuck's going on. He knows we stopped. He's back there probably like, guys are like speaking in Italian. We can't understand them. Before they get to the fucking, I just jam the thing in my mouth and start chewing. I'm chewing away. I'm like, trying to keep down, because beforehand I looked the throat out that window, and the cops are right there on that side too, watching. It's like, I got nothing. I can't throw it anywhere. Well, fuck. So I ate it. I can't find water in the van anywhere. The guy's talking passport, fucking blah blah blah. So we're handing him passports, and he's speaking in Italian, and we can't understand him. He can't understand us. Basically, all this fucking sweating and brouhaha for fucking nothing, because they got frustrated with us and like, get the fuck out of here. So I was just like, oh, thank God. And I'm like, oh no. And I spit out like a chunk about that big. I was probably maybe 1.5 grams. I don't know what's going to happen. I've eaten hash before, but not that much. I was so scared, I sucked it back. I just like, I'm not going to no fucking prison. I'll eat this hash and die first.
Yeah.
My corpse is dust. It'll be in a jar in a prison cell with that big a chunk. I'm sure it was an exaggeration, but at that point, I didn't want to take any chances. We're driving. I'm like, and Blair's like, I can't remember. He said something to me about like, are you okay? And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm fine now, but let's see what happens in about 45 minutes. I'm like, I gotta piss. So we pulled over and had a piss. And I had that chillum with me. I'm like, well, maybe I'll go clean this thing out and see if I can. We drove to the gas station, not realizing it was about a half an hour drive, and I'm like getting a little jello-y.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'll go to the fucking bathroom, and I bring it in there. I go to take a crap or something, and I put it up on this shelf thing. There's a little tiny ridge, whatever. Put it up there. And then I'm sitting there for a while. I'm like, oh, I gotta go. And I totally forgot it. I'm all like, like, oh, here it comes. Got in the van. I was fucked for a couple of days. I was on the floor. I don't remember anything. I looked at somebody once, and they were like, we ended up in Hamburg in Germany. And we're at this place called the Hofenklang. And we're in the band room, and I'm just like sitting there like, having a beer, making a sandwich. I'm like, the chillum. I run to the van, go downstairs, rip open the van. I'm like, what the fuck happened to that chillum? And I'm like sitting there, I'm like, fuck, where did I put that thing? And then like bang, I'm like, oh. They were all like, this is blah blah carved from ruined stone. They were all like laying the heavy on me, like putting it on thick. And like, you know, bands from Canada don't come here that much, and like there's a lot of places like that we played. They're like, holy fuck, you came here? And it's like, yeah. Why? Bands like No Means No kind of carved that fucking path for people. They played behind the Iron Curtain and played places that are like, oh my god. People remember that, and that's why everywhere they play, it's like packed. Doesn't matter how big the room is. It can be this big or fucking a hall, like packed.